start recording. So good afternoon, dear students. Now we are going to start a new chapter, unit second. And the topic is theory of simple bending, or we can say theory of pure bending. Come to the topic about the subject. So this is a bending. What is the bending? If a member subjected to equal opposite couple, this is one couple, this is another couple, acting in the same longitudinal plane, and this is called the longitudinal plane toward the length of the beam. The member is said to be in pure bending. The internal stresses developed in the beam are known as a flexural or bending stress. So this is a typical diagram of a beam element which is subjected to pure bending, and few terminologies there. We try to be understand it. There is an intermediate surface. This one is the intermediate surface. Dear student, try to be understand this. This one. This is a intermediate surface from here to till here. So this total, this is called intermediate surface. This in between, this is called the intermediate surface, and at which stress is zero, and axis obtained by intersection of neutral surface. This is a neutral surface, you already know. So intersection of the neutral surface and the cross-sectional area of the beam, this is called the cross-section area. This is called the cross-section area of the beam. You see that this is called the cross-section of the beam. This is cross section, and this is called, this element is called the neutral surface, where cross section and neutral surface are intersect together. This line, this line is called, this one, this line is called neutral axis, and about which the bending of surface takes place. This is about the few terminologies which is useful in the coming chapter. So this is a neutral surface, this is the neutral axis, this is called a vertical axis of symmetry, this one. This is called the vertical axis of symmetry, this one, and this side, this is called the compressive side, and this is called the tensile side, this surface. So tensile surface, compressive surface, this one. So this is about the beam element which subjected to couple with equal and opposite direction couple. Okay, next slide is. So now the time to derive the flexural bending equation. So for that we need to be understand, we have to be take some assumption while deriving the flexural bending equation. In mathematics, most of the time for deriving the equation we have to be take some assumptions. Likewise here also we have to be take some assumptions here. So bending, what is the theory of pure bending? When a beam having an arbitrary cross section is subjected to a transfer load, beam will bend. It's quite obvious. In addition to the bending, the other effects such as a twisting, buckling may occur. Twisting means this type action which takes place is called twisting. Buckling, if the load is applied axially, then which stress develop, this is called the buckling. And to investigate a problem that include all combined effect of bending, twisting, buckling could become a complicated one. The meaning of that, if apply the load of this beam, suppose this is a beam, one load is applied here, one load is applied here, so there is a different kind of stresses is developed here in term of twisting, in term of buckling, in term of bending. But here, to deriving the pure bending equation, we are only going to be consider the bending effect on the beam, not other effect on the beam. Other, if you were going to be considered, then this problem become more complicated and quite we are not able to derive the equation. So thus we are interested to investigate the bending effect alone. In order to do so, we have to put the certain constraint on the geometry of the beam and manner of the loading. So these are the some assumptions for before driving the bending equation. Beam is initially straight and has a no constraint cross section, constant cross section. So this is suppose a beam, so it must be a straight. Beam is made of homogeneous material. Homogeneous material आपको पता है. You are studying the material technology, so you might be know that what is the homogeneous material. So it must be a homogeneous material. A beam has a longitudinal plane of symmetry, right? And initially the beam is straight. We already know all the longitudinal filament. This is called the long. Suppose a beam. So this is called longitudinal. Lengthwise, this is a longitudinal. So all longitudinal filaments are bent into a circular path. So all, suppose you apply the, this is state 1 and you apply the load and it's become like this. So what is this? The all filaments bend in, all filament bent in common center of curvature, which is large as compared to dimension of the cross section. That's quite simple. So if suppose I bend this, so radius of curvature is somewhere lie on the in air, you know, like this upward direction. So this dimension is quite more higher than other dimension of the beam. The elastic limit is now where exceed elastic limit, it must not be exceed, and Young modulus is the same in tension as well as compression. So because it is a homogeneous material, so property will also be remain same. And plane cross section, the plane of cross section remain plane. So I will try to make you understood by this. So this is a cross section of the beam. So before bending and after bending, this must be remain same. This is a assumption taken in the before deriving the bending equation. So let us make some take an element with the help of we are going to be derive the equation of bending. So this is what is the written here. This is all about these diagram. I try to make you understand simply by explaining this. This is a beam element. We have taken, suppose this is a beam, so we have taken a small part of this beam. So this is a small part of a beam what we have taken. Initially we are not applied any couple or torque. Okay, so this is initial position, and this element we are going to be considered this one, this element. Okay, this one, this small element, this and this here, all this element, this and this part. So this part we are going to be take in the analysis, this part. Okay, you might be understood. So dear student, so we have taken an element AB in between, and this is the CD one. What is the CD? It is the neutral surface. CD is the neutral surface, and HG is what? HG is the upper filament of the beam, and EF is the lower filament of the beam. And simply now in this beam we applied the coupling downward like this. So when we apply this couple, so this beam tend to be bent about a center of curvature, about the center of curvature. So the new beam structure is like this. So this line, you can see that because we have taken assumption that the cross section remains same. That's why this line is going to be passing from here. So this line you extend to this, and where this line and this line we are intersecting, that is called the radius of curvature of that element, which is bent now. So HG become this HG become H1 sorry H dash G dash AB become A dash B dash, and this neutral axis becomes C dash D dash. After applying this couple, this moment, okay, after applying this M moment, now the new positions of these respective points are like this. Or we can you see that, dear students. So this is up to this is called the radius of curvature of this element. R is the radius of curvature, okay, and theta is the angle subtended by these element, this one element we are taken. So this up subtend this angle. So now we are going to be find the stress developed in the element AB. We have what the element we have taken in for the consideration. So now let's come. Okay, all the explanation, this theory part is given. What I have explained here is written also. You can read out when you need it. And what I am
सर
everything. Okay.
सर एक बच्चा बेटिंग में बैठ कर रहा था, लॉक किया आपने?
हाँ बेटा मैंने लॉक कर दी. प्लीज नो, प्लीज डोंट डिस्टर्ब. प्लीज पढ़ लो आप.
ओके सर.
So the strain in fiber AB, strain in fiber, you see this fiber AB, देखो, you see this fiber AB, see this fiber AB, this is initial. What is the formula for strain? Change in dimension upon original dimension. You know that change in dimension upon original dimension, we can say it is a strain. So if we want to calculate the strain on AB filament, then how we can calculate it? Change in dimension upon original dimension. So this is the come to the here the change in dimensions. Here it is a length. So change in length upon original length. What will be change in length? Change in means this is now A dash B dash minus AB upon AB. That is called the strain formula. So it's become A dash B dash minus AB upon AB. So ये simple formula, we have taken the concept of strain. Now you know that strain is equal to sigma upon E, where sigma is the bending stress and E is the Young modulus of the material. Now just put the value of A dash B dash. Let's see the how to A dash B dash means we have to be find the length of A dash B dash. We have only one option to calculate the length of A dash B dash. We know the angle of this subtended angle of this line. This is theta, and also we know this length. This length is R and this length is Y. So theta R plus Y will give this length. ये तो simple formula है, you might be know that. So what will be then R plus Y into theta minus R theta upon R theta. Let's try to understand how AB become R theta. Let's see. Dear student, listen carefully. This is a very important concept here. So initially you see AB is equal to CD. Are you agree? AB is equal to CD. Is it
Yes.
equal? Okay. Now because you know that because CD is a neutral surface. There is no stress. There is no when there is no stress, there is no elongation, no strain. It's simple things. You might be understood. So initially, AB and CD are equal because this A dash and B dash, it must be equal to AB because we have taken the assumptions that in neutral surface there are no shear stress, sorry, there is no bending stress. When there is no stress, so there must be no strain. If there is no strain, no elongation. So here A dash B dash is must be equal to A dash no sorry C dash D dash C dash D dash. You can see like this here C dash D dash equal to CD because these points are lie with the neutral surface. In neutral surface, no bending stress, no strain, no elongation. So because C dash D dash equal to CD and CD is already equal to AB. So now dear student, you can say that this C dash D dash, so the length, this radius of this curvature is, you already know R, and this angle is theta. That simply you multiply by this R theta, which gives you the length of AB. So this is the simple assumptions what we have taken to get the desired result. So now the AB become R theta and divide by AB, that R theta, and just solve this problem. Now the equation number 1 becomes sigma y upon ER. Sigma y is come here, sigma y upon ER, the equation number. So we can say the bending stress sigma is proportional to the distance from the neutral axis because it's depend on this y, and y is the distance of filament from the neutral axis. This is the meaning of this line. Now let's come forward. Consider an arbitrary element of a section of a beam as is shown in this figure. Now the strain on the fiber at distance y from the neutral axis is given the expression. We already know that sigma is equal to E upon R into y. Just now we have derived this formula. Now this thing you might be are already studied in the first semester in the engineering mechanics. What I am going to be explain you because you have studied all these things in your the mechanics subject. So let's repeat and let's revise your knowledge what you have already. So dear student, we have taken a arbitrary area and elementary strip is taken here. Okay, this elementary strip is we have taken, and we are assumed that that the area of this elementary strip is del theta. I am written here d theta, but in downward I have taken del theta to d theta or del theta, no problem. So the area of this elementary strip is del theta. Now, what will be the force acting on the strip? You know the sigma, multiply that cross-sectional area, you will get the force acting on the ring. So simply sigma into del A, and just put the value of sigma here, sigma upon E into by del A. This is the force bending. This is a bending force, a force acting on this element, this one, this छोटो वाला, ये यहाँ पर हमको तो पूरे में निकालना है. So what we can do? Just sum of all. The total moment for the whole cross sectional whole section is therefore equal to this. What will we do? Total moment we are representing by M is equal to summation of this equation and moment, this is a moment, so we have to be multiply by the distance from the y-axis. So this area, the distance from y-axis is y, so this become y square del a. Now this is a constant. If I take outside and new term is come, summation of y square del a. सो अब आपको कुछ याद आ रहा होगा, आपने कुछ पढ़ा होगा, क्या कहलाता है द मोमेंट ऑफ मूवमेंट, द मोमेंट ऑफ एरिया इज कॉल्ड मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. The movement of area is called the moment of inertia. This term is represented by capital I. So now we can say that m is equal to E by R into I, and we can rewrite this m upon I or E by R, and you already know that in equation number 1 sigma upon y is equal to E by R. Okay, then just combining both equation, so you will get, after combining both equation, you will get the new relation sigma upon y m upon I E by R. This equation is called bending theory equation or flexural,
or flexural bending.
or simply we can say the bending equation. This is a very important equation we can use in the coming unit also, and in this unit it will be majorly we can use this. So this is all about. Thank you dear student for